Hey there, fellow Patriots, and Happy New Year's to you. I've got a couple of Polarion HID spotlights here tonight, and this has kind of been a hard video to make. I've got a couple of takes now on this because I want to be able to cover enough about these lights without boring people who are not interested in it. So let me first start off by saying that these are exotics. These are high intensity discharge or HID spotlights. They're handheld, they're less than 4.5 pounds in weight, and they have onboard power. So when I say that these are exotics, the price tag and performance is what makes them exotic. Just like some of the machine gun shooting that I do, not everyone is going to get a chance to do that, or not everyone is going to get a chance to own one, but I like to get these on video for you. Take them out in the field, show you how they perform, and just kind of show you what a handheld spotlight is capable of on the extreme end of spotlights and flashlights. So I've got two lights, as I mentioned. The first one here is the Polarion CSWL, which is Crew Serve Weapon Light. It's also known as the Night Reaper. And the second light here is the Polarion Helios model, and this is a PH50. Now the PH50 is no longer made, but you can still purchase the PH40, and I believe that you might be able to purchase a PH45 in the future. Now that first number, or I'm sorry, that number 50, 40, 45, that is the wattage of the light. So this is a 50 watt light. This isn't really known by a number, but it's about 55, 56 watts on high. Alright, let's go ahead here and focus on the Crew Serve Weapon Light first. Again, this is the Night Reaper. This light was developed by a friend and former Navy SEAL, Ken J. Good. You can Google his name and you'll see he is very involved in the tactical community, especially lighting. He helped Surefire a lot with a lot of their stuff, worked for Strategos International, got the Gladius flashlight program off the ground, and now he is with Polarion USA, and he is the main person behind the Night Reaper. This is a Crew Serve weapon light. This was designed to be fitted to the mount of an M2 Browning. It also works on the Mark 19 40mm grenade launcher system, as well as the M134 system. This can be adapted to any of those. You can see here this is a big power plug for the 24 volt vehicle power. But the great thing about this light is it also has an onboard battery. So this is a departure from a light like the Surefire Hellfighter, which is also an HID light. That one is in the 35 watt range versus 55 watts. So we're looking close to 6,000 lumens with this one versus 3,300 with the Surefire Hellfighter. Here is the battery. Housed within this battery are 8 18650 lithium-ion cells. This is a 14.4 volt, 4400 milliamp pack. Each individual cell is 2200 milliamp hours, and this charges on a conventional AC charger. Plug it in here to the battery port, and it gives you a charge status. So you can see this one's fully charged already. This is a real nice deal because when this is mounted on a weapon system, the crew can remove this light from its quick detachable mount and proceed on foot on battery power. This light will run about 1 hour of constant use before you have to slip in a new battery. The other thing nice about those packs, if you've got extra batteries on you, you just unscrew the back, pop a new battery in it, and close it back up and you're good to go again. This one does have a couple of switches on it. It has a master on-off switch. You can see it's in the off position now, and then it has a on-off toggle. So if I turn this over to the on position and flip this to the on position, these are kind of set in so that it helps to prevent accidental activation. Obviously, you don't want to turn on 6,000 lumens unless you really mean to. So you can see here when I flip the switch, we have instant light. It warms up to, or it comes up to its 6,000 lumen output within about 2.5 seconds. It actually goes beyond that and boosts up to around 9,500 lumens before it starts to settle back down again. So, and the reason that it goes so far beyond its standard output or its runtime output is because that helps to turn the light on fast. So that's the one thing that distinguishes Polarion and some of the other better HID lights is the rapid turn on. Typically, you know, if we look at a light like this Microfire HID, this is a 35 watt, so-called 35 watt, or this Boxer, or this AE light, this is the AE24. These lights can take upwards of 30 seconds to a minute and a half to fully warm up to full output. Now, even though they're a little bit slow, they're producing, you know, 75% of their output within the first 10 seconds, but it does take them a little while to warm up. Not so with the Polarion. Now, since we're talking about warm-up time, I'll show you here. This one actually uses a magnetic rotating switch. It's very smooth. It'll turn on or off no matter what direction you turn it. If I turn this, I think it's about 90 degrees. That's it. Comes on right away. Okay, we're all ready to full output. The color will change from kind of a bluish tint to a nice warm 4200 Kelvin. So a very nice warm light. It really renders colors excellent. Turn that back off here. You can see this one does have a very ergonomic carry handle on it. And this light comes in at 4.2 pounds with this tail cap. This is a little bit heavier tail cap. This light uses the same battery. Unscrew this. You can see it's double O-ring sealed. Now these lights are not certified diving lights, but the original spec on the Helios is either 150 or 200 feet of salt water. I can't remember which it is, but it's somewhere in that range. It's pretty deep. Now the manufacturer warns you against doing that. They do have dive specific lights that are actually rated, but this light will handle quite a bit of submersion in salt water. You can see the same battery pack here, fully charged. This one actually has to be aligned to fit into the light body, whereas with the Night Reaper you can just drop it in any direction. The reason for that is because the stock window or the stock tail cap has a polycarbonate window in it that shows the charge status of the LEDs. The only thing is that it only does that when you first turn on the light, so it's not like it continuously updates you. Not something I need or use anyhow. This light will run right about 60 minutes on a full charge, and then I have to pop in a new battery. Now, because of the difference in ergonomics and design in these two lights, this one I typically use more because it has this nice carry handle. It's very friendly to the user. You can carry it around. It balances on basically on 2 fingers right here. You can see that's nice and level, and you can carry it for well, at least, you know, a couple hours like this without getting tired. The other thing that's nice about the handle, you can actually put your hand behind the handle, and if you wanted to use it in an overhead manner or hold this out of a vehicle window or something like that, which I've done quite a bit, this works very well. It's extremely ergonomic, very comfortable. It's a little bit thick in here for the hand, but the nice thing is you don't actually have to grasp that like you do a mag light or something and hold on to that, because when you're carrying it normally at your side, it balances on the handle, and if you're going to use it like this, it holds itself on your hand. It doesn't take any grip or muscle to keep that light against your hand. So this just kind of helps to stabilize it. I think if you look at their website, you'll see a guy in a Coast Guard helicopter, you know, shining down into the water, and he's holding it just like that. Some obvious differences between these two lights besides the ergonomics. This was primarily made to be a handheld light. Of course, this would be primarily a weapon light, crew serve weapon light. If you want to see this go in action on a Browning M2, go over to the Polarion USA website. You'll see Ken Good's test videos when they were applying for a contract with the Marine Corps, which they did get, by the way, and these are being used by the Marines as we speak. This has got a lot of cooling fins on it. This light does run for about 5 minutes at 55 to 57 watts, so it's really putting out some serious heat up in the head area here, so that's therefore the additional cooling fins. Okay, time to show you the business end here. This is the reflector of the Polarion. It's a very high quality electroformed reflector. Polarion has always been known in the industry for the efficiency of the reflector and how far this light throws for something that's only 71, 72 millimeters across. This light actually keeps up with 4 and 5 inch reflector lights no problem, because of that high efficiency reflector. It's really amazing to see these in action and to marvel at how small the package is when you see what's actually happening downrange. The amount of light that's falling on the terrain when you're using these things, it's mind-blowing. If you haven't seen anything like this, I'm going to try to show you some on video in part 2. It doesn't do it justice because this camera doesn't do real good in low light, but it's enough that you can compare a pair of car headlights high beams to this, and you'll be amazed at the difference. Now, once again, guys, I want to emphasize that these are exotic lights. These would be the belt-fed machine guns of the spotlight world. They're very expensive. As I stated, I would have never been able to own these if it wasn't for the incredible deal that I've got. This one was actually given to me by Ken Good as a gift. So, Ken, if you're listening to this, I get a kick out of this every time I use it. So, once again, thank you. One of the nicest gifts I've ever received. Just a great tool. So, not for everyone, but that's not the purpose of these videos, to tell you to go out that you have to have one. These are they're aimed at the professional market, the law enforcement and military, firefighters, and so on, Coast Guard, rescue, search and rescue work. They're very rugged, extremely impact resistant. A guy on the forums actually dropped one of these on the concrete from about 8 or 9 feet, I think he told me. Dented the bezel here pretty good, but he went and rubbed off the light, turned it on, and the thing fired right up. So extremely rugged, very tough bulbs. It doesn't have a filament, obviously, because it uses an arc to generate that intense light. As compared to a halogen lamp, these HIDs throw much further. The surface temperature of that arc is much higher than the surface temperature of a filament. Therefore, that smaller point of light, higher surface brightness, throws much further. With this super efficient reflector, 1,000 yards is no problem for this light. If you're actually downrange at 1,000 yards, another one of the reviewers on Candle Power forums actually went downrange, I think it was 1 kilometer, and it was bright enough to walk around. It lit up the whole road, it lit up the whole bank. You could easily read at 1,000 yards with this little tiny 2-inch reflector, which is just, it blows me away. So, thanks guys for sitting through this. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's something different. I am a flashlight fan. I'm kind of a flashlight maniac, to be honest with you. One of my really enjoyed hobbies. So these are at the extreme end of high power spotlights in compact, waterproof, shockproof forms. So true military grade stuff here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great New Year's and stay safe out there. We'll catch you later. Patriot out.